Hi, welcome to God in 10 Minutes. I'm Jack. This time, we're going to be looking at the stones of New Jerusalem. Now, these short videos are meant for introductions to longer videos and larger fields of study. Maybe just give you an introduction and let you go on and do some of your own research to confirm that God's real, which is your only basis of faith. Your only basis of faith is knowing how much knowing you have in God's reality. And when you're 100% with your whole life sure that God is real, you'll be in heaven as an angel anyway. Stones of the New Jerusalem, you know, anytime you get together a group of names, the names of towns, the names of people. We're going to do a short segment on the names of all the first 10 patriarchs in the Bible. You've got the gates of Jerusalem. You go to Nehemiah and take a look at how when they were rebuilding Jerusalem. Okay, they had all the different gates, and the different families were in charge of all the different gates, rebuilding the gate and doing all that, everything. You find that all those names, not only the gates, but the names of the families that are working with those gates fit in with what the gate is meaning, and the total meaning is Messiah is coming. Jesus is on the way. See? Okay, so the stones, I hope that you don't get too bored with this because it's really just a list. But as I go through, you have to notice that all of these things are attributes of Christ, things that we know about him. Okay? Not only that, Joseph Seiss, The Gospel in the Stars, Joseph Seiss, 1885. He's the one we used for the Zodiacs, right? So he's got a bunch of these different things that tell the same story. And of course, because his main agenda is the Zodiac, he lines up the stones of New Jerusalem with the Zodiac. And it's the same story. The same story, okay? Joseph Seiss says, I'm not sufficient master of the lore respecting precious stones to verify all the particulars involved, but availing myself of several lists which claim to give the facts, I find the reading here just as distinct and marvelous as anywhere else. I must mention that he says several lists. Well, I've got a couple of other lists, and sometimes his stones don't line up with the stones on the other list, unless it's a different name for the same stone on the other list. Some lists don't have a stone, a meaning for the stone. They just have no meaning listed, whatever. You see what we're going to do here? The names of the stones, like Jasper, well, that's the name of the stone, but what does the name mean? What does Jasper mean? What's the definition of the word Jasper? It's not gemstone, okay? It's not gemstone. So the meanings of the stones line up with what the constellations are saying about Jesus. Remember, we started at Virgo, with the virgin, with the seed in her hand, okay? Virgin that brings forth the seed, that has the desired of all nations, the woman sitting in the chair with the kid, and the sickle coming for the harvest, and Centaurus, two-natured being. The apostle says the first foundation was jasper, which he describes as a stone most precious, bright and clear. This reminds us at once of spica, could be spica, the bright and precious seed of the woman. It's the brightest star in Virgo, and it's in the seed. It's in the seed that she's holding, the corn or the wheat or whatever its picture is, okay? The meaning of Jasper is said to be not about seed, coming to bruise and be bruised. Wow. Well, Centaurus tells that story, doesn't he? Centaurus is aiming his arrow at the victim, and he's got his foot on the scorpion. God told Satan, he says, the woman's seed is going to crush your head and you're going to bruise his heel. The story's right there in Jasper. Okay? The second stone, sapphire. And that would line up with the scales, right? What do you do with scales? You weigh stuff, you find out the number, you find out the price, and that's what sapphire means. Sapphire means number. Huh? The price to be weighed out. The third one, chalcedony, affliction, torture. And that's Scorpio, right? Afflicted by Satan. Fourth is the emerald, and that means defending. And Sagittarius does that. Fifth one is sardonyx, and sardonyx means the prince smitten. Well, of course, prince smitten, and that's Capricorn, right? And then comes Aquarius, with the living waters issuing forth. Aquarius is, wait a minute, I lost it here. Sardius. Sagittarius. Oh, I skipped. No, Sagittarius, and then Capricorn is sardonyx, prince smitten. The power issuing forth, Sardius. That's Aquarius. And the seventh one is Pisces. Remember the fish? The fish have leashes around them, 2 bands, stuck back on Cetus, the sea monster. He's controlling them. The sea monster, Satan is controlling. Okay? Their stone is chrysolite. Chrysolite, which means he who binds, who holds the bands. Those bands, okay? Well, Jesus is going to come and loose those bands and free those people, isn't he? Huh? The eighth one is beryl, and that applies to Aries, the lamb, okay? And the word beryl means the son, or the firstborn, or the exalted head, okay? And then you've got topaz is number 9, and that equates with Taurus. Taurus, the bull, rushing forward, the second coming to off all the bad guys, and okay? Well, topaz means dashing in pieces. And then we've got chrysoprasus. Chrysoprasus lines up with Gemini. Chrysoprasus means they who are united. United. Gemini are the twins, right? Well, that's Jesus and his bride. He offs all the bad guys, frees the people, marries the church. Boom. Okay? And then the 11th one is jacinth, the jacinth stone, and that lines up with Cancer. And what does crab do? Huh? The crab kind of enfolds, protects, gathers in, and all that after they're free. And okay, Cancer, possessing, he shall possess. And last, Leo the lion. Well, the last thing he does after offering all the bad guys is take Satan out of the way and put him in the hole for 1,000 years. Story of the Redeemer is right there in the stones of New Jerusalem. God in 10 minutes. Great stuff. Great stuff. God is real. He's real. Okay? Thanks for watching. God bless.